Yep.
All right, what is up, guys? Welcome back to Late Night Shots podcast. As the Olympic trials conclude, we have a lot of things to talk about. First thing being the last chance qualifier in Sofia, Bulgaria. So the most notable guy for men's freestyle, the only guy for men's freestyle that will be heading to Bulgaria, pulled a huge upset at 65 kilograms. Jordan Oliver, he needs to place top two of that tournament to secure a berth in the Olympics. Even if he does, he could very well pull Bajrang, Rashidov, whoever first round, right? Who really knows what's going to happen there? One notable guy at 65 kilos is the defending Olympic champion at 57 kilograms from Rio in 2016, Vladimir Konchakishvili from Georgia. I don't see any way Konchakishvili leaves without a spot in the Olympics. No matter he's looked iffy at 65 and all that. I think everybody there, I think he's the one guy to look out for, even though he may not be the top guy in that weight class right now. He's an Olympic champion for a reason. Good wrestlers are good wrestlers in any weight class. And when the time comes, they pull through. We've seen that so many times before, right? At 77 kilograms for Greco-Roman wrestling, normally the guy who's been at this weight class for a while now was Kamal Bey. He lost to Pat Smith in 2019. Now we have another guy. We have with Kamal Bey out, we have Jesse Porter taking that 77 kilogram spot. No spoiler, whatever. I do have plans to schedule a podcast with him. I've been really into Greco-Roman wrestling for a while now. I think he's probably one of the best guys to talk to. I may be trying to get a hold of Adam Kuhn later on. I think that would be a great episode too. He's probably one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Jesse, he needs to qualify. 77 is probably the toughest Greco-Roman weight class in the world. Except for 130 kilos. Obviously that's just an outlier in the entire field, right? Adam Kuhn has also not qualified 130 kilograms. Is that any fault of his? Not really. He's just had really rough matchups. He's a world finalist. He's done more than anybody else for us has at that weight class since Jeff Blatnick and Rulon Gardner, right? Blatnick was the guy before Karelin, and Rulon's the guy who dethroned Karelin. I think a medal. I think Kuhn, if he's looking good, right? I know people are gonna come in with that criteria win over Colton Schultz 3-3, but you don't realize how many Greco matches are decided off of criteria. Like criteria is not that crazy of a thing to win by, and especially not this level. We've been known it for a while. Colton Schultz is a Greco prodigy. It's not a question of if he's gonna get to the top; it's a question of when. Same with Kamal Bey, in freestyle. Same with David Carr and those guys. I do think Kuhn qualifies the weight class. I do think he does it decently handedly because he's looked big. Ever since he stopped wrestling freestyle, I think that's been better for him. He doesn't have to cut that extra 11 pounds from 206 to 275, 130, 125, 2.2 pounds. Right? I think that's been better for him because he can stand around 305, 310 and cut to 286 exactly and then gain weight. Because Greco, unlike freestyle, weight is directly
much bigger deal.
Yeah, right. So obviously, our topic for today is Lopez for 4, right? If you follow any bit of heavyweight wrestling or wrestling in general internationally, you know who Mijain Lopez is, right? 3-time Olympic gold medalist. Won in Beijing his first, won London. In London, he won his second. And in Rio, he won his third. In Beijing, he beat Kasan Boriev. I think it was in the finals. I think it was like 3-1 or something like that. In London, he beat Heiki Nabi. My bad if I'm butchering names, but he beat him, and then he beat Riza Kalp in Rio. So obviously, you're gonna look at the main guys. I do think if Kuhn wrestles to his potential, a medal could be there for him.
Yeah.
I say this so sparingly because there's so small room in those matches where you see guys. It just never really goes as planned in a lot of these matches because Kuhn will not be seeded. If Kuhn pulls Mijain Lopez first round, and if Riza wrestles Semenov and he has to do that match to get his bronze medal, it could be Semenov versus Kuhn. Sergey Semenov teched out Kuhn last time they wrestled, right? So even with that being said, it's all luck of the draw. Same thing for Gable Stevenson. Gable could pull a Taha first round, and then Rakimov could lose to on the other side of the bracket, and they could be wrestling for bronze, and Gable could just not win a medal. A lot of these things happen. Like people I know in my live, people were like, "Oh, Gable's gonna medal for sure." Jordan Burroughs was supposed to medal for sure in 2016, right? I hate using that as an example because he's genuinely, he's the people's guy for USA Wrestling.
Yeah.
That's just genuinely what it is, right? I think if one guy in the US is guaranteed a medal, even per se, that you could even make that argument, it would have to be David Taylor, right? Just based on his dominance and performance against Donnie, I feel he's not going to be seated. I think he won't be seated because he was of an injury. Which, I'm going to call bullshit there. I don't agree with that, especially with Miles Amin being the fourth seed there. I don't think it really matters for David. I don't think he's looking too much at it for the sole fact that I don't know if he has to wrestle an extra match or all, but his gas tank's not an issue. He's not an issue. For Gable, on the other hand, wrestling an extra match may be a deciding factor in something, right?
Yes.
I do think David Taylor wins pretty handily, but things happen on the big stage, right? Bubba Jenkins. That's all I'm going to say. Kyvan Gadsden.
Well, in all fairness, I think 86 kilogram David Taylor and 74 kilogram or 165 in college David Taylor.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously things change.
Entirely different. And especially considering, how sucked down and, because David Taylor is built for 86 kilograms perfectly.
Yeah. I think he could even be a 92 kilogram guy if he put on a little bit more muscle. I genuinely think Cox knows that if he went down, he would have lost to David Taylor. I think Cox was kind of stuck in middle ground because Cox, if you look at how perfect our lineup was in the non-Olympic year, 57, Yeoman. I genuinely think Yeoman would have fucking punched Spencer Lee in the face before he was giving up that spot. I genuinely, I'm happy he got it, right? I wouldn't have cared if Spencer Lee got it, but he's come up short so many times. I'm glad this finally fell through for him.
Yeah.
In general, most people don't like Thomas Gilman. He gives off the straight "I will survive." Granted, he's changed a little bit. He's been to Penn State for a while, but a lot of people don't like him. But I'm genuinely happy that he won. If he threw to Vito, I would have been good for Vito and all. I think Vito's a pure Russian dude, but I'm genuinely happy for him. I think in non-Olympic year, it's either going to be Soriano or Nashawn Garrett or Joe Colon at 61 kilos. I do think Siriano is going to go 61. That's just my approach to this. I'm really not sure how everything's going to fall out, though. 65. Yeah. I can't give you anything there. There's still five guys. Right. At 70, I think it's going to come down to Ryan Deacon, Alec Pantaleo, Chance Marsteller, and James Green.
Marsteller at 70?
And Jason North, too.
Marsteller at 70.
Possibly. I don't know where they cut it, to be completely honest with you. They may be a true 74. I don't think Marsteller is too much of a threat at 74, though. That's just my opinion.
I mean, he handled Joseph isn't exactly.
Yeah, Joseph isn't exactly a threat at 74 either. That's crazy to think. I think if Jordan Burroughs does bow out, right, we also had two theories as to why he didn't lay down the shoes. One, he's actually not done. Two, he didn't want to give Dake. Is this cracking a little bit?
No.
All right, and then the second one was he didn't want to give Dake the satisfaction, or he didn't want to take the moment away from him. Because at the end of the day, even though Dake won, all the focus is on JB right now.
Yeah.
And, I don't want to say it to be like an asshole, but that'd been low-key selfish if he laid down the shoes right there.
Yeah, that's true.
He gets a standing ovation, It's the same thing.
I think about, Frank Molinaro, getting texted by Yanni and then, retiring.
I think that's different for the sole fact that it's not the finals.
People saw that coming.
Yeah.
People saw that coming, and also,
I think Molinaro won the one retirement, Joe Rao had the chance to. Ellis Coleman retired. There's a couple more guys, Garrett Ryan, heavyweight. But yeah, it's It's genuinely interesting. Like I don't know. I think Jordan Burroughs is a special case there. You know, like obviously just
That's true.
how
He's
good he
really,
is.
yeah.
Like
It's rare to kind of like see the entire like
if you
community kind of get
if you
behind a guy. I don't think anyone honestly dislikes Jordan Burroughs.
you know,
And if you do
obviously
say it after listening to this, you're just being a fucking contrarian.
I don't even know what that word means, but okay, cool. But history is written from the winning side, right?
Right.
Alexander Karelin left his shoes out on the mat after he lost to Roland Gardner. You know, if you were in that stadium on that day, of course, people were hyping up Roland Gardner because he's pulled the biggest Olympic upset of all time, biggest wrestling upset of all time. However, look at it now. Roland Gardner is only a legend in the U.S., not in any other country.
Yeah.
Karelin's record, 3 Olympic golds, over 10 world titles, European championships, whatever that is. 1 silver. They didn't care. You know? But I think now we can just bridge our way into Lopez right now, actually. So, you know, does Lopez win his fourth? Most likely. There's like a 95% chance he does.
90, 99.
Who's the one guy who's beaten him in that weight class? Reza Kayal, right? Granted, you know, you also have the things about
Reza has a
matches.
win over Lopez?
He has a couple wins over Lopez. But they're just last second gut wrenches. That's all it really is. And I call bullshit on those because I can't fathom how a guy like Reza can turn me on. They were fake matches. You see Mijain smiling after he gets taken down. Because Cuba's been known to throw medals for money.
That's true, and it sucks.
You know, and I think no matter how that happens, right? I do think, you know, long story short, I don't think there's too much to talk about here, but Lopez wins. Anybody who says otherwise, you're I don't like saying this. I like to welcome all opinions, but you're just wrong. Essentially, like I saw people in my comment section like, if Kuhn doesn't win, I hope this guy does. Like with all due respect, don't mention Adam Kuhn's name in the same sentence as Mijain Lopez. Like, those are 2 completely different calibers of wrestlers. Like, there are levels to this. Gable is scratching the level of Taha and Gina. Right? I wouldn't mention Sadulayev, Kyle Snyder, or Jordan Burroughs with Mijain Lopez. This guy is 1 step away from being the greatest Olympic wrestler of all time. 4 golds. Right? And if he pulls a silver, he ties Karelin. Right?
Yeah.
You know, obviously, I have Kiriichi from Japan, 4 Olympic golds. Technically, it should be above, but, you know, level of competition, just level of dominance isn't there. Lopez almost checkfold in the Olympics.
Right.
You watching the match right now?
No, I'm just saying I'm actually watching Kyle Dake career highlights, but
Of course you are. All right.
I just watch wrestling like in general.
You know what? Fuck Kyle Dake for the sole fact that he teabagged Jordan Burroughs. Fuck you.
That was weird.
That was genuinely fucked.
Was that just disrespect? It doesn't feel very Kyle Dake to disrespect Burroughs like that.
I genuinely don't know where that came from. But I will say 2024, Dake's going to get the floor mopped from Isaiah Martinez.
I don't know about floor mops.
It will be a tech fall. It will be 2 tech falls. And Dake will hang up his shoes right there.
We did a whole episode of me explaining why.
No, I mean, I'm joking. I genuinely think that Isaiah Martinez beats Kyle Dake in the before 2024. First spot.
One day. I mean, I think about anything because Kyle Dake's best weapon is like his fucking IQ is so ridiculous.
His ability
like
to
his
take
wrestling
care
IQ.
of his body.
That too, he does
because he could very well be wrestling at his peak in 2024. Like I wouldn't doubt it. Although
He's
I
getting
think that
younger every
peak,
day, so he'll be like 14 by then.
yeah, the thing is, I think Burrows is waiting for another tournament so he can win. When is the last time we've seen Jordan Burroughs wrestle the World Team Trials or something like that and not be sitting in the finals? That's
Well,
insane.
it would have been
like 2010.
Yeah.
That's insane. You know, I don't think the bye can really be used as an excuse for Kyle Dake now, considering what he did to Evan Wick and Jason Wolf.
I don't think it's. I just think it's a single greatest tool because he's very unique in the fact that like all of our other guys is kind of like we know what they want. Like, Jo wrestles from the outside. Gilman single leg, fucking tried to beat your skull in. David Taylor ankle takes, high crotches, double legs, pretty much just constant leg attacks. Yeah. Kyle Dake just scores whatever's there.
Yeah,
and he is insanely explosive.
My biggest fear, I think, if Jordan Burroughs wrestles next year in hopes of making a world team at 74 when Dake's back up 79, my biggest fear is that he loses to Isaiah Martinez.
Burroughs?
Yeah. What I will say is, if he doesn't, obviously, I think he hangs up the shoes after that. I think he just wants to get one last tournament in, you know?
Yeah.
His that's crazy,
yeah.
Just to think about. But I think if Imar beats him, it tarnishes his legacy just a little bit at the end.
I don't think it's tarnished. I think it's kind of like, you know, Jordan Burroughs is kind of like, he's at the age where it's like, the fact that he's still doing the thing is great.
Yeah. And you have to think that's mainly not even his fault. It's mainly because Isaiah Martinez gets so much shit, and people don't treat him how good he actually is.
Yeah, Isaiah Martinez was freaking insane. People forget that like there was talk about him
right now. Isaiah Martinez versus Chenzo, and Chenzo would sweep the poll.
Yeah, people forget that like at the time of like currently during his college career, there was talk about him like becoming the college GOAT. Now, obviously, that didn't pan out at fucking all. But
I mean, I think if he won out, I still would put Kale over him.
He was smashing people.
I think he should stay at 57. That's just me.
Probably. He was just too goddamn large.
Now he has the horsepower at 74. That's insane.
Yeah.
I think Dake would have been a weird match. I think Dake's not unscorable. Like it's not impossible to score on. Chimizo scored on pretty easily.
It's
not easily,
it's the
but
closest to impossible. It's the closest to impossible.
You know who has the weirdest feel in the world? That's almost impossible to wrestle. Chimizo.
And Sidakov.
Yeah, but I think
Sidakov has a weird feel offensively.
Yeah, I mean defensively.
Yeah,
I know everybody's heard of Jaden Cox's defense. Jaden Cox's defense, I normally like rooting for the bigger guys, but Jaden Cox's defense is nothing compared to Chimizo's.
Okay.
You have you see why I'm going to say that is for the sole fact that if you watch him wrestle, put me against a guy. There's nobody at 92. Put me against a guy like David Taylor, a guy like that. Okay, successful defense is giving up 0 points when guys are in on your legs. Giving up 1 point is not a W, is not a win at that level. Jaden Cox gives up push-outs a lot of the times when guys are in on his legs. You know, obviously not 92 with that fucking JV weight class is the best way to say it, essentially. You know, you have to wrestle the best out of the best guys like that. And then, like, you can say anything about Kyle Dake shutting out Jason Wolf like that. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, that's essentially irrelevant. Who is Jason Wolf on the scene?
Kyle Dake actually bothered to open up against Jason Wolf.
I mean, he didn't need to do anything. Jason Wolf is essentially a JV kid then.
Okay.
No, that's just in general how the match is. Yeah, that to him, relatively.
He makes. He
to him. Yeah, Nolf is good as fuck. Yeah, we all know that. 4-time national finals, 3-time champion. Okay. Guys get too hung up on what people did in college.
It's an unfortunate combination of Nolf being green with freestyle and Kyle Dake being fucking Kyle Dake.
Yeah. You know, obviously I've said I think Gabe Dean was the better guy at 86 than Bo Nickel. It's just size of the bracket. That's all it really is. I mean, Gabe Dean did beat Bo last time they wrestled. I think that was one loss he needed to avenge before he retired again.
Did Nickel and Dean wrestle at the
Ninja Line wrestling card? Dean won 3.
No. I during the team trials.
No, different sides of the bracket. Dean lost 4-0 to Taylor. Bo got lucky against the Heat, I'll be completely honest. I don't think he lands that chin whip.
Okay, he implemented the game plan. There was
100%. I just think Zahid was out of it after Bo took him down. He was like, you can't.
Well, yeah, he was surprised.
Zahid, obviously. No, not even before that. The one takedown out of bounds. Because it genuinely comes to the fact that, like, if you start putting up points on Zahid, it's very easy to mentally break the dude. We've seen it before. Granted, Jordan Burroughs, I'm not going to hold it. Yeah. I'm not going to hold Jordan Burroughs against him. That was Jordan Burroughs. He gassed him out. Jordan Burroughs, if you're going to gas to anybody, let it be Jordan Burroughs. Right?
He's incredibly reliant on momentum.
Yeah. Zahid has the best offense at 86. Except for David Taylor. Except for David Taylor.
Yeah.
Offense. It's whether he can keep it going. When you shut him down, you can break him.
Yeah.
Like, it comes down to a lot of these things, right? Dude, we're supposed to be talking about Lopez. Like, what are we even talking about right now?
General freestyle stuff.
Now that I think about it, Lopez is winning 4. Like, what the fuck is even the debate there?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering, like, whenever we were planning this, like, what's really the discussion? Yeah, Mijain Lopez is going to win his 4th gold.
It really pisses me off when, like, when these dumbasses are there just, like, talking about, oh, Gable got some competition. Like, I've said before, Lopez will pick Gable Stevenson up with one hand, toss him on his ass, pick him up with one hand, toss him on his fucking head. Like, these are not the same caliber of wrestlers. Yeah, sure, Gable's on another level. That other level is right here. All the way up fucking here is Lopez.
Lopez has been on another level since Gable started wrestling.
Gable is at the average level of every Olympian at 125. And then Taha and Gino are up here, as of now.
I don't know about average. He's definitely different.
These European...
That's part of what makes him so hard to wrestle at heavyweight.
Gwiz is no
now, the problem is
this year.
The problem is he's going to have to wrestle someone who wrestles similar to him.
The problem is these guys, everybody knows who Gable Stevenson is. Gable Stevenson isn't this random guy walking into this field. Gable Stevenson's been a name known around the country for a while.
Yep.
And he called out Taha Agul. They've seen that. If Gable doesn't make this happen, like we saw what Taha did to Gwiz.
Yeah.
No, of course they're both tech falls, but I think I will genuinely say Taha tech falls Gwiz 100% of the time.
Yeah.
As much as it hurts to say, Gino. Like, it's so hard to post Gino highlights because he doesn't do anything flashy.
Yeah.
Like, he genuinely is a snatch single, but he's one bad motherfucker when he comes to it. And he has a gas tank. Normally you don't see that as a problem against American guys, but Gable doesn't exactly have the best gas tank. That's the reason Gwizdowski was able to claim bronze twice because of his gas tank. If I see Gable in that series against Gwizdowski in the Olympics, I think it's a toss-up for bronze. He needs to wrestle much better than that to beat Taha or Gino in that match. I'm never gonna say it's impossible because he did. He talked about it. Obviously, I don't think the 4-1 match against Gwiz is a legitimate 4-1 match. I think Gable was tentative to launch off his own attacks there, which you really saw. He didn't score a single offensive point on Nick Gwizdowski, except for just driving him with that one underhook. Now he said in the interview, he was like, I was playing to win that time. Now I was trying to make a statement. you know. And it comes down to the things like Gable thrives off the fans, and we all know that. Nobody there is going to be on his side. Everybody there wants to see Taha or Gino win. Are you still on these Carl Dake highlights?
Pardon?
You still on these Carl Dake highlights?
No, I'm watching Taha Gould Tech Quiz.
At the World Semifinals, too. That's insane.
Yeah, dude, fucking. See, it is going to be interesting because it is really going to be like the first time that Gable is probably.
He's so much more mentally ingrained than Gable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. If you watch that one thing where he shoots and then he shoots immediately to the other side, and he's like, Taha is known for his leg lace.
Yeah, he
didn't even
so
attempt
goddamn fast.
He walked through Gwiz, and it genuinely didn't break a sweat. Like, people was like, oh, Gable bodied Gwiz without breaking a sweat. No. Gable worked his ass off to take fall Gwiz.
Yes.
Genuinely looked like he was fucking around against Gwiz. Like, that's the part that scares me. You know, obviously, I don't think Gino takes Gwiz just for the sole fact that his offense is different. And I think Gwiz is obviously a harder guy to turn unless you're fucking Mason Paris and squat 800 pounds.
Yeah. At least 800? He squats 800?
Probably. It was like 700 last time I saw. It's probably about 800 now. The dude's crazy. You know, I will say Kerfleet's the guy if Gable steps away, though. I just think it was never a question of if Kerfleet's going to get to the top. It was a question of when, you know. And a lot of people who just comment shit don't remember how good he actually is in high school and shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything with Mason Paris, I think. I don't know about Kirk this year as our rep. I think 2022, 2023, I'll be fine with him. I think he can medal Worlds, possibly win one Uncle and, you know, step down. Yeah. Because how many more years does Taha have left on him? Like 2?
How old is he? I have no idea.
Like 27, 28? I mean, Gwiz is 28 too.
I mean, actually. I feel like heavyweights wrestle for a little bit longer, don't they?
Not in freestyle. In Greco, they do. Lopez is almost 40. I think Lopez is 40. Lopez is wrestling. Dude, if Lopez even took a medal in Athens in 2004, he'd be the GOAT if he medals this year.
Right.
But him placing 5th in the Olympics that year hurt. It hurt him overall.
Yeah.
But yeah, how long have we even been filming that? I think about it.
Beats me, man.
Bro, what is my Instagram blowing up for? I don't even know what I posted.
Oh, now it's blowing up?
Yeah, I genuinely am confused. Huh.
I bet good money it's a Gable clip.
Probably. But yeah, do we even have any more to say? What have we covered? We covered last chance qualifier, all this. There's not much going on right now. I think I might just try to get a lot more guests on here. We have if you guys have listened to this point, we have Jesse Porter coming on, I think Friday. Maybe upload Friday, maybe Saturday. I don't know at this point. But that being said, thank you guys for listening to Late Night Shots podcast. It's been episode 72. We've covered pretty much everything that's going on. And we will see you guys again next time.
All right, peace.